Well, hi, Jean. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
It's my pleasure.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the results that you've gotten working on fasting and the different techniques we've done together. So tell us a little bit about what your goals were going in and how it started out for you.
Well, I had been doing a low carb diet and intermittent fasting, but I was still stuck on a few things. So there was body fat around the middle that I wanted to get rid of. I still had some more gut healing to do. But my whole goal was just to be as healthy as possible. And I knew that intermittent fasting and keto would do that. But I really needed a personal coach, like one person to guide me through. So that's how I started.
Awesome. Okay, great. And what did you accomplish? How much were you able to accomplish working with me and working on the program?
I have lost that middle body, belly fat, which is amazing because I'm 69 and that's been around for a long time. So that is gone. I'm stronger. I am healthier. My gut is better. Pretty much I've accomplished all of my goals.
That's awesome. Very cool. That's so great. And so a little bit about now that you've been doing this for a while, are you able to maintain it as a lifestyle? Is it something you enjoy?
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. And I've moved into trying the carnivore diet because I still have some more gut healing to do.
Right.
And you and I have talked about, and I've read some of the references that you recommended, that's an approach that might help me to finish up that gut healing. So I'm experimenting with that. And the amazing thing about that is that I'm not hungry and my cravings are gone. So I'm still working on that. It's only a few weeks.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Very cool. And I know you've even gotten into the point where at first you weren't really thinking you could fast at all, and then it moved into intermittent fasting, and now you're like experienced pro. You do extended fasting. Tell us about that evolution. What happened there for you?
Well, I think more of it was mindset because when you say you're not going to eat for 24 hours, you begin to panic. But once I did 24 hours and it was easy, I did 36 hours because that's just another day. It's just up to another dinner. And that was not hard either. And what ended up happening was that I wasn't hungry. And how I felt at 36 hours was awesome.
Nice. Awesome. Very cool. And how did you move from the mindset of, don't want to engage in fasting really much at all to, wow, now I'm totally engaged? Like, was it just you dived in, or what had to happen for you to do that?
Well, it was the information that you shared about the different kinds of fasts and their benefits and how to actually do it and some of the hacks to make you feel better. And so once I realized what all the benefits of fasting would be, it was definitely something I wanted to do to improve my health.
Awesome. Okay, great. And would you say that the fasting was an important part of, accomplishing those body composition goals that you had, around the waist, body fat, and that type of thing?
It was the combination of fasting and then playing around with moderate levels of protein, kind of adjusting how much fat and combining exercise.
Awesome. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, great. And what would you say to someone who's thinking about, doing a ketogenic fasting program and they have some concerns or, a little bit of trepidation? What would be your advice to them?
Well, the biggest advice was to have a coach. So to have you coaching me through it, I was doing it via these YouTube videos or books that I read, and there's so many conflicting opinions. But if you have one person who's knowledgeable and experienced, and they guide you through how you're going to go through this, because everybody's different, that is essential. You really need to have somebody who's working with your bio-individuality.
Nice. I like that. Very cool. Bio-individuality. It's a $1,000 word there. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then you also experienced some of the group fasting programs that we do. And you are already an experienced faster, but you did mention that you got some benefit from working in the group setting and having that dynamic. So how did that go for you?
Well, there's so much information to learn that even though you and I had been coaching for a long time, people's questions brought up things that I didn't know, that we hadn't maybe talked about. All of the information that you shared via, the things that you posted, I still continue to learn a lot.
Awesome. Great. And then as far as you've kind of made a significant change in your lifestyle and everything. And as you mentioned, it's not something that happened when you were in your 20s. So what was your experience in doing this, and maybe thinking like some things weren't going to change, but then they did?
Well, especially being a woman and postmenopausal, all of that stuff about body weight that just hangs on, and all of the conflicting advice out there about how to deal with that. Just doing intermittent fasting and keto diet is what it's what turned it around. I feel better now than I have in decades.
Wow. That's so awesome. That's so awesome, Jean. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then, if you were to say, the things that you found most valuable from experiencing the group setting in that group program, what would they be?
It really reinforced what you talked about there isn't just one way to go through, to accomplish your goals, that you have to take some advice, try some things, and it might work for you and it might not. And being in a group, you can see all the differences about how things work for one person, but somebody else might need something different. And talking about that as a group is really helpful to everybody in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Cool. Okay, good. That was the intended result.
Yeah.
I'm glad that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And is there anything else that you'd like to mention just about, the ketogenic fasting that we've worked on together? Anything that you experienced that we didn't cover in my questions?
No, I just have to emphasize that if somebody's looking for guidance, don't try to do it on your own. I experienced doing it that way, and there are ups and downs, and you can actually feel worse if you combine things that you shouldn't combine. So having, a coach to guide you through your journey is essential. It was for me.
Awesome. That's great. Very cool. Okay, great. So I'm going to stop the recording now, but don't leave.